known to many of us as Sepideh Heydari, or Sepi. And she's going to share a story with us from the Time for All. Go ahead, Sepi, please.
Thanks, Karen. When there is a will, there is a way. I want to do a little experiment with you today. On your screen, you will see the photos of 5 women. I will give you short descriptions of their lives one at a time and ask that you try to match each story with one of these women. Keep track so you can remember who you chose for each story. 1. Oops, I lost my... 1. This woman was in an abusive relationship with a child molester, but ended up starting her own business and put 5 kids through college on her own. 2. This woman fell in love with a man much older than her. Her father did not approve. He killed her and was exonerated by the doctrine of honor killing. 3. This woman was born during one of the longest lasting wars of contemporary history and later was selected as one of the 30 most influential women under 30 by Forbes magazine for her role in cybersecurity. 4. This woman began studying at Stanford University at age 16 and was chosen for NASA's astronaut program in 1987. 5. This woman was in a decade-long battle to gain financial independence from her abusive father. Here are the matches. Romina, murdered by her father for her unconventional love. Brittany, abused financially by her father. Parisa, born during 8 years of war in Iran and later named Princess of Cybersecurity. Venus, stayed married to a sex addict, aggressive child molester for 20 years. May attended Stanford at 16 and became the first Black woman astronaut. What I hope you noticed was that it is impossible to judge where people have come from, where they are in their lives, and where they are headed by looking at a snapshot of them. What I love about these stories is that despite some of the sadness and horrible endings in some of them, these women all demonstrate a great deal of resilience, wits, and strength. They were hardworking and smart and tremendously brave. From Venus, who got out of an abusive relationship and turned her life around, to Romina, who was killed by her father, but at least dared to love and live outside the rigid boundaries that was defined for her. But this is not the point I'm making either. When I think about what it means to be a woman, I think about beauty and femininity. Being a woman is a beautiful thing. It is multidimensional and exciting. I am fragile in strength and confident while vulnerable. I think rationally about my emotions and criticize with kindness. With my stories, I hope to take away the authority of the expression, when there is a will, there is a way. Yes, most of the women I chose for this experiment ended up being successful. They redeemed themselves, beat the odds, and got to where they worked hard to get to. However, this expression, when there is a will, there is a way, pushes a lot of already marginalized and underprivileged women further to the margins. The more people in our society, including women, in positions of power, uphold the notion that all women who succeeded only needed to want it, we further impose this narrative on our women that if they did not succeed, if they did not get to where they wanted, if they were abused sexually, financially, or emotionally, that somehow they did not have the will to find the way out of it. As if Romina would will being the target of her father's irrational anger. The more democratic, progressive, and liberal our society becomes, with conversations of gender equality at its core, the more it could be misconstrued that a woman's misfortunate condition is due only to her lack of will. This notion completely ignores the fact that some of us women do not even get to have a will to find our way. On International Women's Day, I think about my transition from a country with obvious systemic gender inequality to a country with non-obvious systemic gender inequalities. The fight for equality continues. The appearance of equality does not equal equality. There is still much work to do to implement a system with true gender equality. In that regard, we have a will, and for that will, there is a way.